Hello, this is Tim Bryce with the National Weather Service. This is a special web briefing for the possibility of heavy rainfall this afternoon through Friday morning for southern New Mexico and far west Texas. All right, what are we talking about here? Here's the weather scenario. I'm sorry, there's a lot of text here, but I'll go through it real quickly. There's a cold front diving down through the east plains of New Mexico, and that's going to undercut a moist and unstable air mass that's moving up from the south out of Mexico. As this front pushes across the region this afternoon, it will focus rain, first of all, initially mainly in the Sacramento Mountains southward into Hudspeth County, and then as the front continues to push to the west and south, it'll spread that rain chances across all of southern New Mexico and kind of focus it in on the area from, let's say, Deming to Truth of Consequences to Las Cruces. So what we're looking for is widespread rainfall totals of a half to 1 inch this afternoon and into the overnight hours, with isolated totals of 2 to 3 inches possible. Here's the weather map real quickly. As you can see on the satellite picture, you can see right where the cold front was when I recorded this Thursday morning. And then on the right is kind of the depiction of where it'll be later on this afternoon, kind of stalled out over there just past the Sacramento Mountains. But you can see the moisture moving up from the south. And that's going to, like I said, that cold front's going to undercut that moisture, and that's what's going to give you your lift in the showers and thunderstorms that will develop. We have issued a flash flood watch for a large portion of south central New Mexico and all of far west Texas. The reason for that is that moderate to heavy rainfall will occur in Otero and Hudspeth counties. And as you'll see in here in just a second, it's not going to take much rain for either of those locations to actually have some flooding issues due to recent rainfalls that they've received. Then this evening and into the overnight hours, the rainfall threat will spread west through El Paso to Deming and into the Truth of Consequences. So we will be seeing the possibility for flooding, especially of low water crossings and other areas that have poor drainages or are flood prone. Here's a quick look at the rainfall over the last 7 days, and of course your eyes are immediately drawn there to far eastern El Paso County and a big hunk of western Hudspeth County and parts of Otero County, where they've received over 3 inches of rain. So even moderate rain today is going to probably lead to some flooding problems in those locations. Also, area burn scars in the Sacramento Mountains, where they have received a moderate amount of rain, could also be affected by this heavy rain, which could lead to some flooding problems up in the Sacramento Mountains. Here's the precipitation forecast basically for today through this afternoon into the early evening hours. You can see that the Weather Prediction Center is putting a bullseye over the Sacramento Mountains of anywhere from, like I said, half to maybe an inch, maybe even an inch and a quarter. Again, that's on the general, but there'll be isolated heavier amounts. If I jump ahead into tonight, you can see how things have shifted out to the west from Deming to Truth of Consequences. Where the heaviest access of rainfall is going to be anywhere from half an inch to maybe an inch to an inch and a quarter on the big scale, but we could definitely see some on some of those smaller scales, 2 to 3 inches of rain falling. So in the uncertainties, we got cloud cover right now across a fair portion of the area, and that might limit some of the convection, but the cold front should be enough to fire off thunderstorms later on this afternoon and continue them into the evening hours. The exact location of that heaviest rainfall, like I said, you have that access that's moving from basically east of El Paso, kind of jumping over El Paso and Las Cruces, and going to the west, west locations, west of El Paso and Las Cruces. If that front slows down, if that access slows down, it could actually lock up over El Paso and Las Cruces. So I can't rule out, that's why they're also included in the watch, some heavy rainfall in the urban areas of El Paso and Las Cruces. And of course, the other uncertainty is how long will the rain linger into the evening hours? Will it cut off a little after midnight, or will it continue through the early morning hours of Friday? And right now, we're thinking maybe 4 to 6 a.m. On Friday mornings when the rain's going to start to taper off. So again, real quickly, the summary of events. An approaching cold front is going to move across the area this afternoon, evening into the early morning hours on Friday. And it's going to help combine with some moisture coming up out of the south, out of Mexico, to fuel scattered to numerous thunderstorms. And we've got so much water vapor in the air right now, it'll be very easy to get heavy rain out of those. The threat of flooding will be this afternoon and evening will be in the Sacramento Mountains and Hudspeth County. And then that threat of flooding will spread across to southwestern New Mexico including areas like Deming, Truth or Consequences, maybe Las Cruces. And like I said, if that axis moves slowly or it gets hung up in the central part of the Rio Grande Valley, it could actually cause urban flooding in the El Paso and Las Cruces areas. So be sure to be monitoring our webpage at weather.gov/El Paso, or on YouTube, which you're watching now, or on Twitter at NWS El Paso. Thank you.